Hey, I'm really excited to introduce my new and improved SAT crash course. Basically, it's 4 days right before the test, and we're just going to repeat this before basically every SAT this year. Since the SAT is June 7th, which is Saturday, we're going to be meeting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You shouldn't really be cramming the night before the test on Friday. I want to give you time to chill on Friday, maybe review your notes, etc. But basically, you can come all week, and I would recommend coming all week, but you can also just come each day, depending on your schedule. The first day, Monday, is going to be 1 hour. That's just 1 hour per day. It's SAT Math, Desmos Strategies. So if you've taken any of my SAT Math classes for the new digital test, you know that I am obsessed with Desmos. I've never been a calculator person. I always felt like I would rather just do the math rather than try to remember which buttons to press. But with Desmos, it really is so intuitive, and there are specific Desmos strategies that work for so many SAT math questions for the new test. Just over and over again, they ask these questions that you can solve in like 2 seconds on Desmos, and this works for the easier level questions, but it also works for the really hard level questions. If you can save yourself, 10 seconds by doing it on Desmos, that 10 seconds, that adds up on the new SAT. So we're going to go over just the most important strategies that not a lot of students know and that show up again and again on the SAT specifically. Then Tuesday is going to be SAT reading strategy. So this is really those tips and tricks for the test. Things like how do you tell what type of question it is? How do you approach different types of questions? Step-by-step strategies to solve different ones. We're going to just go through problems with all of these. I'm not just going to be yakking at you. I'm going to be leading you through specific problems and how to solve them. The third day is going to be SAT grammar. So that's my personal favorite. Just again, like the most important grammar stuff that you need to know, tips and tricks, strategies, and again, it's totally focused on the types of questions that show up over and over on the SAT, and really like how the grammar works, the reasoning behind it, as well as time-saving strategies. And then the last day, the fourth day, is going to be my 24 hours tips and tricks for what to do right before the test. This is basically all the stuff that you just need to know, as well as things like how to get into the right mindset so that you can put your best foot forward. It's a pretty fun day. It's pretty chill. I think it's really useful though, because there's so much we can get so into the weeds with, like, okay, how do we solve these systems of equations problems with Desmos, or what strategies do we apply? But then there are other things that are like, how can we get past test anxiety? How can we make sure that we're bringing our best selves to the test? And I think it's important to capture all of that. So that's why I have this 4-day program. The last day is really focused on that kind of mindset, as well as just like little test tricks that we may not have talked about. So yeah, I definitely recommend going to everything. It's just 1 hour per session, so not too much of a time commitment. I'd say I've really made this so that it is good for kind of all levels. So if you have been studying, this is going to be a good refresher. And if you have not been studying, you definitely need to come to this. So I hope that you really enjoy it. I've been honing this for quite a while, and I think this is its final form. I've been working with students on the digital SAT since before it was launched in the US, and I think I've finally narrowed down exactly what you most need to know, and that's what I've put into this. So yeah, hope you enjoy it, and hope to see you there.